Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Hope Savara here with Chrome and Steel Radio. I am just going to check as usual whenever I use another platform. I just like to make sure that we are rolling strong here. Hold on. Let's take a look here. And how is everyone doing tonight? Oh my gosh, you guys, it's Thursday. It's 9 a.m. Central Time, and we got to play a little something for y'all. Here we go. And you're listening to A Daily Dose of Hope. Healthy stuff so you can keep on trucking with Hope Savaro. All right, now we can officially start our Thursday morning. I'm gonna just change this height here a little bit. Hello, good morning. Where are you tuning in from? Drop it in the comment section. You know what to do. Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? Are you at home? Drop it in the comment section. Let me know and I will give you a shout out and say hello. Today we have an awesome show for you. In the midst of thinking about what we are going to talk about this morning, because let's be honest, you can go pretty much anywhere on the World Wide Web, heck, at a truck stop, anywhere you are, and talk trucking. And it is always my mission to help round that out with some positivity, some insights, maybe a little yoga thrown in there, some things that maybe you don't always hear in the trucking community, but need to hear because you're human. And you're a real live person, last time I checked. And I think it's important that we have that little bit of motivation, that little bit of help, that little bit of light always shining in our lives so that we can continue to move forward despite the obstacles that we're up against. So good morning, everybody. If you're tuning in, drop it in the comment section. Let me know where you're tuning in from and say hello in the comment section and I will give you a nice little shout out. Hey, Joey, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. We got a great show for you this morning. So I've been noticing something in my own life, and I work from home most of the time. Pre-COVID, I traveled a lot, coming to see you guys and doing fun stuff. But I really noticed this pattern in my life, and I've been thinking about this for a while now. And I've moved the needle forward in some areas, but other areas, it's like I know I'm not. And maybe you can relate. And so I've noticed a few areas of my life that when I do these things, I not only feel better, but I am a better person. I'm a better mom, I'm a better wife, I'm a better friend, I'm a better advocate for my truck drivers. I just feel like I'm on a better path. And when I don't do these things, I notice, and this is just me speaking from my own life, I notice that I just get a little rougher, that I am not as focused. I'm maybe a little bit more scattered. Maybe I'm a little bit more whatever at my kids, my husband. I just feel like I'm dropping the ball on things. And it really got me thinking. It really got me thinking because for many of us, we're juggling a lot of things. We're trying to do a lot of things. And in the back of our mind is always lurking this idea that we also have to be this certain person. And it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's frustrating. It's defeating sometimes. And why is it? Maybe the better question is, how can we move the needle forward? And what I've noticed in my own life is doing a few small, very simple things. If you guys follow me over at Mother Trucker Yoga, you know my motto, small, simple changes that lead to big results. It's not about the big promises that you're going to work out for 60 minutes every day. Although you do, awesome, high five. It's not saying that you're only going to do this or only going to eat that or only going to say this or never watch TV again a day in your life or whatever the promise is. These massive big promises. And I've noticed for myself that when I chunk things down, when I step back and I really started looking at what was going on, the things that weren't moving forward, the areas of my life the needle wasn't moving, it really had nothing to do with that area of life per se. and everything to do with some other areas of my life that I've now recognized I am in control of. So maybe you can relate. Good morning if you're just tuning in. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching the live, type the word live. So we're talking about taking ownership over your circumstances. Now, I know that seems kind of like a big thing, or it seems maybe obvious, or maybe it seems a little insulting. I'm not sure. But I've been through a lot of things in my life. I've been to some really dark places that I hope I never have to go back to. And I know some of you are struggling in some areas of your life right now. One of the most empowering things that we can do is to look at what's in front of us and recognize, what is it that I can take ownership over? What is it that I can do to move the needle forward? Because I was in the fitness and wellness industry for almost 20 years, I heard a lot from people, and I'm sharing this because this also was me at a point where when things weren't going right in their physical health, be it weight, be it flexibility, be it whatever it is, our initial reaction, because we're human, is often to say, oh, it's because of blank. It's because I work in an office all the time. It's because I can't afford better food. It's because I work third shift. It's because whatever it is. And what we don't often recognize is when we speak phrases like that, when we say things like that, what we're doing is we are no longer taking ownership over our life. We're actually giving our power away to somebody else. And it might seem silly and small, but when we do that over and over and over again, see, the human brain is so incredibly fascinating. It is so smart. I mean, scientists have been studying the human brain for years and years and years and years and years, infinity. I imagine since the first time we figured out we had a brain that was bigger than the size of a pea. And we were smart enough to figure that out. They still, to this day, have no idea what some parts of the brain do. We still, to this day, have not figured out what certain areas of the brain are responsible for. That is how infinitely vast and mysterious our brain still is. Heck, there's parts of our body that we still haven't 100% figured out why we have them. Those are usually the body parts that we're like, apparently we don't need it. That's like driving your truck around and being like, this thing doesn't look like anything is used, so we're going to throw that out. But that for another day. But I want to share this idea of taking responsibility and ownership back over what we have going on in our life. And so today I want to encourage you to take inventory of what it is that you want. Where is the areas that you're frustrated? Where are the areas where you just feel like things just aren't going right? And it's a humbling process to say, okay, what can I do to make this right? And sometimes it's a step back and a pivot to look at other areas that we can start doing things in. So maybe you've lost, your job. Maybe something has happened in your home life and that is out of control right now, meaning not within reach, but you can certainly work on other areas of your life as well. So the power of small decisions within the day are really what's going to help us move the needle forward. And part of what inspired me to talk about some of these things today on the show is because all over my office, I have these marker boards. Let me get another one here. I have this one right here, and I have another one that's on the wall, and I actually have a really big wall calendar. And I want to share those with you because they cost me $5 at Walmart, super cheap. So you don't have to worry about needing more paper. But by writing these things down, they become real. By writing down not only what my goals are and like the direction that I want to go in, because there is something to be said about looking at what it is that you're moving towards, what it is that you want, And maybe you've never really even given it some thought. It's like, I just wake up, I get in my truck, I go drive, I go back to the truck stop or home at night, and I repeat. What do you want after that? What is a goal for you? Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to be at home with your family more. Maybe afterwards you want to move to an island in the US Virgin Islands. I don't know. But when we write those things down, maybe you just want to be a good human. Maybe you want to eat a healthy meal every day, once a day. You want to have at least one healthy meal, because sometimes it's really hard when you're driving, and I recognize that. When is the last time you actually wrote that down? I feel like, in a sense, it's kind of a lost art. And the reason why I showed you my marker boards, and I have like Post-it notes and stuff too, is because it's a visual. Seeing it. It's almost like a nonverbal guilt trip, in a sense, to help hold me accountable to the things that I want in life. And oftentimes, those very things that I'm writing down or trying to move towards are also the solutions to the areas that I am unhappy in. And truth be told, no one is going to be able to move the needle in your life better than you. And so I could tell myself, and I have, heck, I did for years. That's why I couldn't stay in recovery. Surprise, surprise. I'm going to do X. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to no longer do this. Tomorrow, I'm going to do that. Tonight, I'm going to be a better person. Today, I am not going to overeat. Today, I'm not going to do this. Tomorrow, it's like we just keep telling ourselves these promises. But there is something so powerful about seeing what it is that you want. I want to share something with you. Many years ago, I'm not sure the year, I'll have to look it up. Someone invented something absolutely amazing, something beyond this lifetime, something so genius, I wish I would have thought of it. And it is the Post-it note. It is the Post-it note. The power of a Post-it note. Today, you can actually do this today. You can do this right now if you're not driving. Get a pen, get a marker, get a Sharpie, get a tube of lipstick. I don't care what you have. And write down something that you want, an extra step, something you want to remember, something that's powerful, something that you want to make sure you do today, and stick it where you're going to see it. Not just as a reminder, like don't forget your keys, don't forget your lunch, but somewhere where you're going to see it to remind you to do that very thing. So I have a Post-it note on my big, huge wall calendar over here. And I have a wall calendar and I have a phone calendar because I don't always look at my phone. But I can visualize and see my wall calendar so I know I'm seeing what I have going on. I have a Post-it note with black Sharpie that says, get up and move, in big, bold letters. Because sometimes I get sucked into the tunnel of no return here, and it will be a couple hours, truth be told, that I haven't moved. And then the next day my back hurts and I'm complaining, but I caused that. So by getting up and moving, I can eliminate some of that pain in my body. By getting up and moving, I get the endorphins going in my brain. By getting up and moving, it usually leads to more movement. And then because I'm moving and I'm feeling good, I usually make better food choices then. It's this amazing cycle, all because of one Post-it note. I'm gonna show you. That I'm not joking. I'm not lying. This is what it says. Get up and move. That's all. And I challenge you to do something like that today. If you want to go to Walmart and you want to get a marker board, I love it. You can stick that right in your back of your truck and you can write down the things that you like to do, whether they're big goals or small goals or reminders. But you can do a Post-it note. If you don't have a Post-it note, get a piece of paper and some tape. Use Gorilla Tape, use duct tape, use whatever you got laying around, use electrical tape, who knows? No excuses, right? It's about making a promise to yourself. So all of these things that I write down, this might seem just like so silly and it's like, yeah, hope, whatever. But all of these things I write down are all things that when I think about the kind of person that I want to be, these are the things that I believe reflect that I believe move me forward in my life. If you want to be a better mom, a better dad, a better husband, a better driver, a better friend, if you want to take better care of your health, whatever it is, you want to eat healthier meals, you want to only put good fuel in your body, whatever it is. When is the last time you actually wrote those words down? You actually looked at what it is that you want. And what I've recognized is so many people don't even allow themselves the right to get to that place, to give themselves permission to write it down. And that tells me, and I'm speaking from experience, that there's a part of us that doesn't want it because that's what we've been told in our life, or is trying to hold us back because we're afraid. It's like, what if? Like a big thing for me is, the more I try to continue to reach out and help people and put myself out there and I have a message to share and I want to help and inspire people and I'm really passionate about what I do, there's always this risk that what if people don't like me? What if I rub someone the wrong way? What if somebody blank? And I know that that's a lot because of what I heard someone in my life constantly do behind everyone's back. So the more that I wrote this down, the more that it reminded me to keep going anyways, the more I gained the ability and the tools and the strength and whatever you want to talk about to keep going anyways. And so what do you want? What are your goals? Have you wrote it down? What are you willing to do? This is a promise to yourself to be blank. What kind of person, what kind of friend, what kind of mom, sister, brother, wife, uncle, aunt, cousin, employee, whatever it is. Making to your promise to yourself means writing it down. It's like solidifying it. It's like going and signing the dotted line when you join a program, or signing the dotted line when you promise to pay back your loan or your mortgage on your house or your truck or your scooter or whatever it is. It's a promise. And in a sense, and this is just my personal opinion, I'm not looking for an argument, our culture as a whole has kind of shifted away from the art of a promise, from the art of saying that I am going to do this. It's like responsibility for ourselves, and then following that up with actual action. Do that within your own life. Do that within yourself. You might be surprised at what comes from that. When you have the choice, when you give yourself the choice, when you want it or don't want it, to recognize, let me say that a different way. When you recognize you have a choice, it really comes down to asking yourself, do you want it or do you not want it? I used to blame everyone all the time. And then it's like, well, if you really don't want to lose weight, then just say it. Just say it. If you really don't care about your health, then just say it. Then just say it. If you really don't care about being a good husband or a good wife, and that doesn't mean being complacent, okay? That doesn't mean being a yes person, okay? That doesn't mean throwing away your hopes and dreams. That's not what that means. Then just say it. But being a good mom really matters to me. And I can say that till I'm blue in the face, but I need to follow that up with action. And now sometimes we're like, oh, but my job and this and that. Find a way. I have a friend, her name is Micah. She's in like her mid-50s. And several years ago, she was diagnosed with cancer, like a rare uterine cancer, like so rare that it's like, oh my gosh, like there's no hope for you. The doctors told her 4 months, that's it. You're going to die. You're going to be dead. And after she freaked out, she did everything in her power. She actually changed her diet, went into natural stuff to the hilt. She did have chemotherapy and survived. They told her that she probably wouldn't survive from it. And she decided that her choices would match her desire, would match her goal, would match her want. And it's like trying to make two magnets come together. Is what you want matching what you're doing? Total disclosure, after I closed my yoga studio, there was a big lag period where my caring about my physical health was not matching what I was saying. I was exhausted. I was overworked. There was other things playing into it. But eventually I had to come to the point where it's like, if I believe that this stuff helps, I need to do it myself. I need to put my money where my mouth is. We can do that. We hold the keys to that Jeep. We hold the keys to that doorway. And I just want to motivate you to keep moving that needle forward despite the obstacles, because I have seen people overcome the most horrid circumstances. I have seen people overcome the biggest obstacles you can ever believe in your life. And it's like, how the heck did they do that? People ask me all the time, how did you dig yourself out of such a deep addiction? How did you thrive after losing your daughter? How did that happen? Choices, goals. My actions matched what I wanted. It wasn't an overnight process, but I did little things like this, writing things down and promising myself these little things instead of these big empty promises that tomorrow I'm going to completely go vegan. But yet I've never even eaten a real piece of food in the last 6 years of my life. And that might work for some, but the majority of us, it doesn't, and that's okay. So what are we going to do to move the needle forward? It's small micro choices, small decisions, daily reminders set with an intention. Set with an intention. I look at my kids because my oldest is in 6th grade, and I see this struggle because it's like he doesn't see the point of some things that his teachers are wanting him to do. And in all honesty, I don't see the point either, but I'm not the teacher. But when he is a part of that decision, when he is a part of setting those goals, those end markers, he is a lot more motivated. The same can be true for us. Every single day, I write down something. I write down my goals. I write down, that's why people write down to-do lists. Like, don't just put it in your phone. We write these things down as a reminder. Like, life gets in the way, emotions get in the way, feelings get in the way, and they paralyze us. They paralyze us. Anger paralyzes us. Sadness paralyzes us. Fear paralyzes us. And it keeps us from moving the needle forward. It keeps us safe within our own discomfort that we're currently in life. So having those reminders to do that help us keep moving forward, help us move into that discomfort so we can get to the goal that we want. Okay, I'll leave you with this. What is important to you? This is a challenge. What is important to you? There was like a 10-year period in my life where the things that were important to me, I couldn't even verbalize, because the things and the goals that I had in life were not the things and goals that people had around me. And so I felt really uncomfortable. I felt like people were like looking at me saying like, who does she think she is? Who does she think she is that is going to actually happen in her life? And I could barely get myself to write them down. And then I wrote them down, I folded them in a notebook, and I put the notebook in a closet. And then I realized that that's not going to help me achieve those things. And so what is important to you? Your health, your family, your job, like what? And define it. What does it look like? What does that mean? Remind yourself daily. That means writing it down. That means seeing it. It's like my kids with homework. How can you remember if you have homework if you don't write it in your assignment notebook? I mean, it's a pretty basic concept, but there's a reason why assignment notebooks were invented. We all need an assignment notebook for life. And it's as simple as writing it on a Post-it note. Continue to make daily decisions that bring you closer, not further away. So the next time you walk into a truck stop and you say, there's no healthy food. So I'm just going to get a Mountain Dew and I'm just going to get a big old cheeseburger and whatever else. I want you to look at what's really there. A banana, an apple, a bottle of water. There are some small things that you can do to move the needle forward. They might not be perfect. They might not be the big package that you're wanting. We don't always get that in life. But what can you do with what's in front of you to make it work? And I assure you, it will just snowball time and time again, the more that you make those decisions. Stop waiting for the big New Year's resolution to magically change your life. Start making the small decisions that lead you towards that big goal and that will last a lifetime, not just a few days or a few weeks. When you don't make those small decisions, you lose momentum, you lose traction. I hear it all the time. People start getting a good fitness routine or start getting more movement or start eating a little bit healthier, and then something happens in life. Shit happens. Life happens. And then we throw it all away and we say, I can't do this anymore. We lose traction. You got to just pick up the pieces and keep going. I try to go for a walk every day because I believe that we can all walk somewhere. You can walk around your truck. You can walk in the chair that you're sitting in. Yes, you can. You can walk around the parking lot. You can walk up and down the sidewalk. You can walk to the truck stop and back to your truck 10 times. Like, you can get up and walk. You can totally walk every day. So I try to do that every single day. I designate time where I'm actually just going to go for a walk. And there has been several instances where it's like 8:30 at night. It's been a long day and I sit down to start, to talk to my husband or whatever. And I can feel the guilt within me going, Hope, you never went for a quick walk. You never got out and did that. And there's still enough light outside, or you can bring your flashlight and wear your vest or whatever it is. And 9 times out of 10, I get myself up off the couch or off the chair. I get my stuff on and I just go. And it's 15 minutes and it's the best 15 minutes of my day. You will never regret checking that off, making that small decision. You will never regret that. You will never feel like, oh, that was a waste. That is the momentum. That is the foot forward. We have to keep doing those things. Even if we feel like they're insignificant, when you just look at one, of course it looks small and insignificant. But when you look at it 90 days in a row, it surely doesn't. We just ran a fitness challenge or a health challenge for truck drivers with the St. Christopher's Fund. And we said nothing about weight loss. That was not our goal. This was about small, simple changes, which is Mother Truckers Yoga's whole motto. And people were rattling off at the end of the challenge. They lost 5 pounds, 15 pounds, 10 pounds, 30 pounds. One person lost 35 pounds. And that was not the goal. But it was the consistency and the momentum of continually making these changes. And it was a building. Imagine if you started today, where you would be in 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, for whatever area of your life you want. I might sound like a broken record, but there's a reason why I keep talking about these types of things, because I don't care if you're a truck driver. I don't care if you work in a factory. I don't care if you're a stay-at-home parent. I don't care if you're a teacher, if you're glued to your computer because you're a program designer or whatever it is. We can all move the needle forward in our life. We can all take back control. We can all get up when life has us down. And sometimes we have to do it anyways when we don't want to do it. Sometimes we have to do it even when we have a bad attitude towards it. Sometimes we have to do it even when we're still in our pity party. There's many times I've had to go and do something and I'm pitying about it. I'm bitching about it. I'm poor me because this other area of my life is not going well. But after I made that check mark, I felt better. And that slowly accumulated over time. So don't lose traction. Don't lose momentum. If you step back today and look at your life and feel like, yeah, that kind of fizzled out. That relationship with that friend kind of fizzled out. It's probably because you stopped calling them and they stopped calling you. You can render that. You can make that better. Yeah, I've kind of gained like a couple of pounds. You can make that better starting today. It's not going to be a quick fix, but you can start gaining traction and momentum. Yeah, I really like to blank, whatever it is, write it down and then ask yourself what are the small decisions you need to make every day and write those down too. It's better to limp. It's better to crawl on your belly and make it a centimeter every single day than to decide that you can't or you won't or you don't want to. Because if you're not sprinting, if you're not in your truck going as fast as possible, you're not going to do it. That's not the mentality that we want to have to move forward in life. So I want to encourage you to step up, take back control, create momentum and traction so that you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. You're not just a truck driver. I just really want to say that. You're not just a truck driver. You're not just a father. You're not just a mother. You're not just whatever it is you are. You are so much more than that. You are so much more than that. And start treating yourself that way, because you might be surprised at what comes your way when you start doing that. I'm living proof of that. I want to inspire you that that also is possible. A big thanks here today. I'm just going to flip back here to this other screen so I can make sure that we don't miss anything. A big shout out to Davy Crockett in Greenville, Tennessee, the TA Petra down there. They are absolutely awesome. Please give them a shout out. Follow them on Facebook. They are one of our sponsors and they are absolutely fantastic. So much fun. I laugh at all of their posts that they have. But if you're in Greenville, please stop by. They are always doing something amazing for drivers. During COVID, they had a food truck out there so truck drivers could get food, and they are so receptive and so open to suggestions and things that you might want, as long as you say it with a smile. So definitely check them out and tell them that Hope from Mother Trucker Yoga and Chrome and Steel Radio said hi. Also, a big shout out here to all the truck drivers that need pain. Please check out our pain relief cream, Stiff Mother Trucker. You heard that right, Stiff Mother Trucker. You can grab your tube with free shipping at stiffmothertrucker.com. Definitely check us out. We would love your feedback. Let us know what you think. And we appreciate you from the bottom of our heart. If you know of someone that would love to be a guest on our show, any of the shows on Chrome and Steel Radio, please reach out to us. You can do that right through Facebook, right through YouTube, or right through our website, chromeandsteelradio.com, and let us know, and we'd love to have you on. Most importantly, don't ever lose hope. Don't ever lose hope that no matter how hard life gets, no matter what you're up against, it's about the small, simple changes that you can start making to get today to help you feel better wherever you are. Bye, my friends.